Found out Fiancée cheated on me. So I got my revenge by doing the same to her and called off the wedding. I'm 27 male, engaged in my long-term girlfriend Fiona, 26 female. We've been dating for over 3.5 years now and have been living together for over 2 years. Things were pretty smooth between us. We worked hard in our jobs, earned quite decently, and partied harder. We enjoyed each other's company and we were happy and satisfied with life. This summer, after I got my promotion at work, I went down on my knees and proposed to her. We were planning our wedding this new year, but if my destiny has something else stored for me, I don't know if I really want the wedding or not. Ever since the COVID lockdown was imposed, we were working from home until 5 months back when Fiona switched her job. Her new employer asked her to work from the office. It didn't come as a surprise to us because since everything has bounced back to normal, so has the work culture. Soon after she started going to the office, I realized she was gradually changing. Initially, I thought it was just me overthinking her absence. Until then, I was so used to having her with me in the house all the time. We ate together, partied together, and went out for jogs and walks together. We did almost everything together. Then suddenly, she was away from me for more than 10 hours a day. It was natural for me to miss her. On top of that, I was working from home. Had I been going to the office, things would have been better. I somehow made peace with this, that she has to go to work and that she is not doing anything wrong. It's not her fault at all. I'll admit, I was in a hole for some time, but then I accepted that I was being overdramatic and got normal with the situation. While I was still struggling to make peace with her absence from the house for half the time, she started coming late from work. The worst part was she didn't inform me that she would be late. I kept waiting for her for the dinner. When she came, she said she was so hungry that she grabbed a sandwich from the office cafe, and now she was too full to have dinner. She put her hectic work for her late coming. She didn't lie about it, though. Her work was actually hectic. I saw her busy in the office calls until midnight. Her work became so hectic that she stopped doing any household chores except for some cleaning work on Saturdays. For the 10 to 11 hours of the day, she was at the office. And for the remaining hours in the evening, she was still busy doing office work. I couldn't say anything because a year ago, I too was battling a difficult work schedule and she supported me through it. So I fully supported her, did all the household chores and cooked for us. Fiona and I have always been very transparent with each other. We shared everything with others, even our wildest fantasies, which usually people don't share with their partners. We never judged each other. She always came home with a new set of stories that happened at her workplace. And it made me miss my pre-COVID office space so much. I'm extrovert and love hanging out with people. Initially, it was so difficult for me to work from home, but then Fiona shifted with me and I never felt lonely again. Now, when she was going to work and I was not, I was feeling bad about it. To be honest, sometimes I did feel jealous that she was going to the office, meeting new people and enjoying it with them, whereas I was just stuck at home. Many a time I wanted to switch to a company where I could work from the office. But my company was paying me 1.5 times more than any company would pay my skill set and experience. Besides, I was, and still am working for one of the most reputed companies in the Bay Area. It was meaningless and stupid to leave such a good workplace just to get rid of lone lives at home. One day, Fiona came home from work and enthusiastically said that everyone in her workplace was surprised to know that she was about to get married. They said she was getting in too fast and that she should explore more. I asked her if she felt the same, to which she said no. She was happy to take our relationship forward. But somewhere, I felt she was getting influenced by her coworkers and probably regretted getting married early. It wasn't that early, though, but they flattered her that she looked way younger than her age. I won't lie that I didn't get annoyed by her constant nagging about how her coworkers said she was so young and how her teammates said that she was getting hitched too early. Even if I hated this, I still put up a brave face, heard it with enthusiasm, and laughed with her. I just to be a temporary thing because let's admit it, work friendship fizzles out once you leave the company. Fiona was a job hopper. She switched jobs over 2 years. So I didn't take her work friendship to be a big deal. She soon started going out with her colleagues. I know it is pretty much normal for colleagues to go out, but for some reason I didn't feel right about it. I'll tell you the reason. Prior to this office, whenever she used to go out for exclusive parties, she used to tag me along. The same was true for me. I used to take her with me to most of the parties I went to with my colleagues and friends. But with this office, she never invited me with her new colleagues. The weird part about going out with her colleagues was that she never told me prior. I kept waiting for her for the entire evening on Fridays. She would then leave a text during dinner time that she was going out with colleagues. The first time it happened, she came before midnight. And when I complained that she should have informed me prior, I could have also made some plans with my friends. She fought back, saying it was a last-minute plan. She wasn't defensive, though, and said she would take care of it next time. She also dropped a truth bomb that all the other colleagues ditched at the last moment. And she ended up going alone with one of her male colleagues. I didn't react to it. She told me that she just wanted to be transparent with me. Hence, she wanted me to know everything. I didn't make a big deal out of it because she too never raised any suspicions when I went out with my female friends. We were very secure about each other, actually. The next instance, she didn't inform me prior. I also went out with my friends, but I was home by midnight. After coming back, when I called her, she said she was leaving it then, after midnight. But she arrived home at 2 a.m. The bar she went to was hardly 20 minutes away from our place. When I asked her why it was so late, she said she wanted to drop off one of her colleagues because she didn't bring her car. I didn't feel good about it yet, and let it slide after a while. Then comes the third instance, which was kind of a deal breaker for me. She went out again with her colleagues. I was just not able to sleep that night. I was mentally prepared that she would come home by 2 a.m. But at 2 a.m., I get a text from her that she is going for a long drive to a sunrise point 50 miles away from the city. I can't explain how angry I was with that text. It made me more restless about it. I tried hard to sleep, but just could not. I felt something was wrong. At 5 a.m. in the morning, I got a text again that her phone had discharged and might be dead soon. People who go for a sunrise to that place are usually back by 9 or 10 a.m. in the morning. At least 2 months back, Fiona and I went together to that place with our other friends, and we were back before 10 a.m. A little after 10 a.m., I got a call from an unknown number. It was Fiona. She said her car had broken down on the way back and that she would be late. She finally came back in the afternoon. I was so done with her tantrums for the whole night and throughout the morning that I went fishing in the morning because I was just not able to sleep. I felt so restless. I deliberately came home late in the afternoon. I came home to find her sleeping. When she saw me, she asked me to come to her on the bed. I didn't say anything and came out of the room and dozed off on the living room couch. When she woke up in the evening, she behaved as if nothing had happened. When she saw me angry, she said I was just being overdramatic. She had just gone out with her colleagues, and after the bar was closed, they decided to go for the long drive to Sunrise Point. And while returning, her car actually broke. She showed me the service center bill. I asked her whose number did she call me in the morning. She said it was from the garage that she called me. I had actually called back on that number in the afternoon, and it was from the garage. It happened almost a week ago, and I don't feel right about it. Although she didn't lie to me about her car breakdown or about her sudden plans, somehow, I'm not feeling good about it. I'm just getting a vibe that she is definitely up to something. Even if she's not cheating on me yet, eventually, she might. I have a strong feeling about it. I've even confronted her about this and she shrugged it off, saying she would never cheat on me and would never leave me. I discussed this with a friend who knows both of us, and he said that I was reading too much between the lines. Maybe it was just that she was enjoying the company of her new coworker, but it would all fizzle out in some time. Even Fiona said that she was just trying to bond with a coworker, and all of these would soon dry out. So I needed to not be worried about it. My friend even said that I was getting insecure in the relationship and that I was too emotionally dependent on Fiona. I have never been an insecure person, but these instances are making me go crazy. I came here to this space to get some neutral perspective from the strangers. Apologies if the post got too long, but I added the details so that people get a complete perspective of my situation. Are these red flags? Or have I just been jealous that she is enjoying her life while I'm just stuck at home waiting for her? One thing I definitely realized is that I made my life centered around her, which I have to fix. I need to own my happiness. Anyone experienced in similar situations would love to get some advice. Thanks. Update 1. I know my post did not garner a lot of attention, but people who showed concern and gave me some valuable advice. Here's an update. For people to do this thread, it is about my long-term girlfriend cheating on me. And since then, I have stopped thinking about having any future with her. We were supposed to get married this new year. So, as I mentioned, I wasn't feeling very good about Fiona loitering the whole night with her colleagues. The more I got frustrated with her new profound hobby, the more she started going out. All the instances I wrote about, and my last all happened in a span of 1 month. So, you get how frequent was her night out trips. The worst part was when I objected to it. She called me jealous. She advised me to join a company where I could work from the office. She also pacified me, saying she would never leave me. And even if she got distracted, she would come back to me. I asked her if she had already cheated. She said no. I made it clear that cheating was a deal breaker for me. She assured me that she didn't cheat, but also hinted that we both should enjoy our life without thinking too much, and that our relationship is long-term and nothing would come in between. She gave me such a mixed signal when she said her night outs were just temporary distractions. Of late, she was being too protective of her phone. We never used to check each other's phones, so sneaking into her phone was the last thing that came to my mind. I knew her. She was smart. Even if she did anything, she would not leave any evidence on her phone. Despite that, I checked her phone one day when she was in the shower. Although there was no evidence that she was cheating on me, I somehow felt she did cross her line with the way she chatted with her male colleagues. By then, I was adamant about putting an end to the relationship because her gaslighting was draining me. She never admitted her mistake and labeled me as insecure and jealous. Our problem was that she was not giving any time to our relationship. Instead, she was busy partying with her colleagues. The ideal solution to fix this would be to give quality time to our relationship, but she chose to advise me to keep myself busy with my friends so that I don't miss her enough. This continued for a while until I put my foot down. I realized that even if she was not cheating on me, we were just not on the same page. Hence, marriage should be off our radar. I also dropped the responsibility of carrying the burden of the relationship alone and started going out more without her. She did feel bad, but she didn't say anything because she had been doing the same with me. I just didn't want to leave her like this. I wanted to hurt her. I wanted to do the exact same thing to her. So I started talking to the women whom I have been ignoring all this while. I started going with them, taking pictures with them, posting on social media, and coming home late every weekend. I didn't hide anything from her and let her see whatever I was doing. There was this woman, let's call her Amy. She was from my last company and used to hit on me when we were working on the same project. We flirted for a while, but nothing panned up then and it fizzled out after a while. This time, I gradually started chatting with her, replying to her stories and asking her out. I somewhere felt I was doing wrong to Amy, but I guess my mind was too fogged to hurt Fiona that I could not stop myself. I just wanted to hurt Fiona in the same way she did to me. After a while, it was evident to her that I was cheating on Fiona, but she said I was doing all this to get back at her. There were instances when I came home with lipstick marks on my neck and shirt collars, but she said that I was just doing this to make her feel jealous. One day, I called Amy home, and although I knew it was time for Fiona to arrive, I kept doing stuff with Amy. I wanted Fiona to see everything. When she saw me with Amy, she started crying but didn't say anything. I told her I knew she too had cheated on me, though I had no evidence. I just shot in the air. Guess what? She admitted to it. She said it was just to experience how it feels to have hookups. I asked her why she didn't tell me about this. She told me she was scared of losing me because cheating was a deal breaker for me. We used to share our darkest fantasies with each other, yet she didn't tell me that she wanted to hook up with her colleague. She said I was conservative in the relationship and would have never allowed that. After all these, she had the guts to say that we could have a fresh start, but I called off the wedding and gave her back the ring. She started crying hard and said I had taken my revenge by sleeping with other women, so we were even. I don't know if this is even, but surely our experience and motive was different. She cheated on me for her own pleasure and to experience all those so-called thrills. I cheated on her just to take my revenge. I know it may seem unbelievable, but I didn't enjoy any of the moments I had with any woman. All those times, I just kept thinking of Fiona, that I was doing this just to hurt her. Even on the day when Fiona walked into Amy. The entire time, I was thinking of various ways Fiona would react to seeing us. I know it might sound pathetic, but that is what it is. I don't know if it was love or hatred that wanted to hurt her so badly. After the confrontation, I asked her to move out because the lease agreement was in my name. I would have left if it was rented or not leased. She pleaded with me for a fresh start, but I was done with her. While leaving, she said she would wait for me to cool off. I told her not to because I would not change my mind. It's just been a week. I won't lie. I'm feeling terrible without her, but I'm never going to have her back in my life. I'm planning for a staycation to clear my head of this. Also, I'm planning to vacate this house because it has just too many memories of her. I won't be able to move on if I stay in this house. We'll update if anything develops. Update 2. Thanks for all the support in my last thread. It kind of got lots of attention. I wanted to provide a small update on my life. I called off my wedding on the day of the confrontation and gave back the ring to Fiona. She didn't give hers. She said she would wait for me to cool down. We were in the middle of preparing for our wedding when it all happened. We were in fact talking with the wedding planner and visiting the venue as well. When I canceled the contract with the wedding planner, Fiona called me and cried. She said she had forgiven me for my cheating and I should also forgive her. I told her I didn't want to start a married life on the basis of cheating. She said I can take a break from her for a while and then get back together. I said I surely need a break, but I'm not sure if I'll come back to her. She started crying and saying, sorry. She said that everyone knew about the wedding and now I'm canceling it. Then what would she tell her parents? I told her to tell the truth. She asked me if she could come home to meet me. I said I was busy. After that, she messaged me a few times asking me if she could come over. I told her I was with Amy, and she stopped asking me again. I wasn't lying. I continued to see Amy after my breakup with Fiona. Amy wasn't looking for a serious relationship, and neither was I. We both are just having a good time together. That's it. I'm traveling to Alaska for a month-long staycation. I hope that will help me move on with my